What is going on, guys? In today's video I will show you the best longbow and staff build in Throne of Liberty. So at the start I will give you a quick overview of the playstyle. Then I will explain what skills and upgrades should you focus on. Then as well we will go into what is the best gear and how to get it. And then finally we will take a look at the weapon masteries, stats, your skill rotations, and even what guardian should you use, so we would be able to get the highest damage possible and much more. So for the choice of weapons, we are going with the longbow and the staff. This setup is a glass cannon that deals huge amount of damage from a long range by maximizing our specific passives and items. You will need to manage your cooldowns effectively, but if you follow the instructions, then you will be nuking everyone that stands in our way. So let's take a look at our setup, and first of all we have our skills. And for the defensive skill we have the Overtaker, while for active skills I've chosen to go with the Serial Fire Bombs, Judgment Lightning, Ice Spear, Infernal Meteor, Nature's Blessing, Inner Peace, Zephyr Snack, Strafing, Deadly Marker, Ensnaring Arrow, Decisive Sniping, and the High Focus. And as you can see from the gameplay, I don't have all of these same skill icons on my bar. It is because the skill icons will change depending on our specialization setup. So the Serial Fire Bombs will turn into the Focus Fire Bombs. Then the Ice Spear will turn into the Ice Spear Bombardment. An Infernal Meteor will turn into the Hellfire Rain. And then for passive skills, we get the Rapid Fire Stance, Steady Aim, Sniper's Sense, Aestheticism, Mana Amp, Flame Condensation, Forbidden Sanctuary, and the Rock Seas overhead. Next we have skill specialization, and for the Serial Fire Bombs, we get the Focused Fire Bombs, Mobility and Projectile Speed increase. Then for Ice Spear, select the Ice Spear Bombardment and the damage increase. Then for Nature's Blessing, get the Whirlpool attribute. Then for Zephyr Snack, get the damage increase and cooldown. Then for Deadly Marker, get the Bullseye. Then for Decisive Sniping, get everything besides the Divisive Bombardment. Then for Judgment Lightning, don't select anything. Then for Infernal Meteor, get the Hellfire Rain and cooldown. Then for Inner Peace, again don't select anything. Then for Strafing, get the Gale and consecutive use. Then for Ensnaring Arrow, get a hit chance. And finally for the High Focus, get the base damage boost. Next we have the Weapon Mastery, and this is how it should look like for the longbow. So get the middle first and then the entire bottom row. And then again, this is how it should look like for the staff. So pretty much the same thing, just get a middle and then the bottom row. Next let's take a look at the gear, and all of this you can easily farm yourself. If you're looking for a farming build that uses the green gear, then check out my leveling guides that are already up on the channel. So we are using the Karnix Nether Bow with hit chance, heavy attack chance and critical hit. Also, all of this gear should be at level 9, and you can get this items crafting recipe from Paola's Dimension Chest or from the Dead Abyss dungeon. Next we have Tobluk Shattering Quarterstaff with heavy attack chance, critical hit chance and hit chance. You can get it from the Paola's Dimension Chest or from the Tyrant's Isle dungeon. Next we have the Feathered Jackskin Mask with ranged evasion, magic evasion and max health. You can get it from the Roaring Temple or the Cursed Wasteland dungeon. Next we have the Supreme Devotion Cloak with mana regen, skill damage resistance and debuff duration. You can get it from the Cave of Destruction. Next we have the Swirling Essence Robe with the buff duration, mana regen and melee evasion. You can get it from bunch of chests like the Tax Delivery or the Kertaki's Armor chest, or by defeating the Queen Belander. Next we have the Gloom Guard Gauntlets with added attack speed, mana regen and melee evasion. You can get it from the Dead Abyss or the Cave of Desperation. Next we have the Ruthless Enforcer Leggings with mana regen, melee evasion and ranged evasion. You can get it from the Tyrant's Isle dungeon. Next we have the Soul Mirror's Boots with movement speed, ranged evasion and magic evasion. You can get it from the Cursed Wasteland dungeon. Next we have the Ecliptic Pendant with skill damage boost, buff duration and mana regen. You can get it from the Butcher's Canyon. Next up we have the Ancient Sorrow Doma Bracers with skill damage resistance, mana regen and debuff duration. You can get it from the Tyrant's Isle and bunch of armor chests. Next we have the Violent Signet with buff duration, skill damage boost and max health. You can get it from the Cursed Wasteland. Next we have the Sapphire Dimensional Band with buff duration, skill damage boost and max health. You can only get it from the Purple Armor chest. And finally we have the Belt of the Midnight Hunt with skill damage resistance, mana regen, and debuff duration. You can get it by defeating the evil eyes. Next up we have the attributes, and depending on your gear you should adjust them accordingly. So first off, our first goal is to reach 50 strength. This will give us extra 100 heavy attack chance, and as we are stacking as much heavy attack as possible, so this will increase our damage dramatically. Then next, for our second goal, we want to reach 40 perception, or that extra 5% buff duration, which is very important for extending our high focus skill. And then finally, our third goal is to spend our leftover points into dexterity. For this build, we aim to get 40 dexterity, but in the near future, when the new content comes out, we will build it even up to 60. Next we have our Guardian choice, and these creatures are special transformations that add offensive or defensive buffs to your character for 30 seconds. And for this build there are two best choices. So first is the Shade Remnant Steno, because he shoots projectiles against all enemies around you. These projectiles that hit enemies will proc a bunch of different effects from our skills, but unfortunately this means that you will need to get up close to the boss, as the projectiles have a max range. Or then for the second choice we have the Lady Knight Camarcia. She's a great guardian if you constantly find yourself running out of mana, especially at the times when the boss is about to die. So usually at that time we would just activate her, and this way we won't have to use our mana sustain combo, which I will explain in just a second. And now finally we have come to the gameplay, and I will split this part into 4 rotations. So we will start with the opening rotation, then the Oppressed combo, then the Gale combo, and then we will finish it off with the Mana Sustain combo. So first off is the highest damage rotation, and for this we want to use the High Focus, then the Hellfire Rain, then Nature's Blessing, then Ensnaring Arrow, then Decisive Sniping, then Deadly Marker, then Focused Fire Bombs, then Ice Spear Bombardment, and then we finish it off with the Judgment Lightning, and now we rinse and repeat. This combo will reduce your cooldowns, increase our buff duration, and build up multiple burn stacks for massive amounts of DPS. Then next we have the Oppressed combo, and this is meant for easy and quick damage against everyone besides the boss. So we simply activate the Nature's Blessing, then Ensnaring Arrow, and then we finish it off with the Decisive Sniping. This combo will boost up our cast time, so then you can do big damage with the rest of the skills. Then next up we have the Gale combo, and this time we use the Deadly Marker, then activate the Strafing twice, then Zephyr's Knock, then Strafing one more time, and then we finish it off with the Zephyr's Knock. This combo is meant to build up the Gale stacks, and then apply big damage to up to 10 targets. And then finally we have the Mana Sustain. If you ever run into mana issues, then this is for you. So you simply just use the Nature's Blessing and then the Inner Peace. Because of how these two skills work, using the Inner Peace right after the Nature's Blessing will significantly boost your mana regen, which will usually give you a full mana by the end of the cast. And now finally, for my few last tips, I recommend for you to try not to move around too much, so that our rapid fire stance and the aestheticism will give us the highest damage possible. Then as well, in the main rotation, make sure that you use the Focus Fire Bombs and the Hellfire Rain as much as possible, so we would keep building our burn stacks. And lastly, feel free to use your Gale combo when nothing else is up, and that's about it. So if you enjoyed this video, click like, subscribe and comment. And if you are interested in more content, then check out my channel, and I will see you in the next one. So take it easy, peace.